When you think of a yoga guide, you probably just picture a list of poses, right? But what if it was something more? What if it was like a map, a guide that's not just designed to show you postures, but to actually take you on a journey? Well, today, that's exactly what we're looking at, a yoga guide that's structured as a path to different states of being. And this quote from the guide we're exploring, it just sets the perfect tone, doesn't it? It frames yoga not as just some exercise routine, but as a real exploration of yourself. And that idea is at the very heart of how this whole guide is put together. So this whole explainer is based on the 30 asanas guide from the Yogyalakkush School of Yoga. And what's really amazing about this guide is that it's not just one person's opinion. It's a collaboration of over 25 international yoga teachers who all came together with one goal: to help people build a truly strong and meaningful foundation in their practice. So, how in the world does this map actually work? Well, instead of just listing poses or asanas from A to Z, this guide does something totally different. It organizes them into sections based on their therapeutic and emotional goals. It's really all about the why behind every single pose. Okay, so this lays out the path for us. It's not random at all. You start with getting grounded, which makes sense, right? Then you move to letting go of tension, then opening the heart, cultivating strength, and finally, exploring inversions. You can see it's a really intentional journey for both your body and your mind. All right, let's dive into that very first step on the map, getting grounded. This is so important. It's the absolute foundation for everything else that comes after, and it's all about creating stability and a real sense of safety. So the guide describes grounding as creating a solid foundation, and here's the key. It's not just physical. It's about feeling stable and secure when you're on your mat, which, and this is the amazing part, can totally translate to feeling that way in your day-to-day life. And where do we begin? With Tadasana, or mountain pose. Now, it might look pretty simple, but the guide treats it as the fundamental blueprint for stability. Seriously, the principles you get right here in this one pose, you're going to carry those into almost every other standing pose you ever do. And this breaks it down into simple, real actions. The whole point isn't just to stand there, it's how you stand. It's about feeling your feet evenly on the floor, keeping that natural curve in your spine, and making sure you're not slouching. This is what active stability really feels like. Now check out how this all connects. When you move into poses like Warrior I and Warrior II, you're taking that solid foundation you built in mountain pose and you're challenging it. You're still grounding down through your feet, you still have that strong base, but now you're adding more complexity and movement into the mix. But organizing a guide like this, it's about so much more than just the physical side of things. It creates this really deliberate, powerful connection between how we move our bodies and what's going on in our minds and with our energy. Which, of course, leads to the big question. What is the deeper purpose here? Why group poses by themes like grounding or letting go in the first place? And to answer that, the guide brings in the concept of chakras. It explains them as these energy channels where our life force, or prana, flows. You can almost think of them as an energetic map that lines up with our physical, mental, and emotional states. And here it is. This is where it all clicks into place. That whole grounding section is designed to connect with Muladhara, the root chakra, which is right at the base of the spine. And guess what it governs? Our sense of stability and safety. But it doesn't stop there. The entire guide follows this energetic map. Letting go of tension works with the sacral chakra, our center of flow and creativity. Cultivating strength hits the solar plexus, our hub of personal power. And opening the heart focuses on, you guessed it, the heart chakra, our capacity for love and connection. It's a complete holistic system. So, with all this incredible structure in mind, how can you actually use this map? How does this framework help you build a more intentional, personal practice for yourself? Okay, let's boil it down. Here are the key things to take with you. First, try to see poses as tools that have specific goals, not just as random shapes. Second, maybe try grouping your poses by what you need that day. Ask yourself, do I need to feel more grounded today, or do I need to feel more open? This approach directly links your physical practice to how you're feeling mentally and emotionally, and it makes sure you're always building from a really strong, stable foundation. So we'll end with this question, which really gets to the heart of the guide's philosophy. It's one thing to have a map, but you also have to know where you want to go. So, if your practice is a journey, what's your destination today?